I have gathered a list of things that we should stop doing to become the best version of ourselves. These are just things that I am going to stop doing or have stopped already that have improved my life, and I'm just going to share them with you because they might help you as well. So with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Stop overthinking. Overthinking is one of the worst things that you can possibly do to yourself, because you are just grabbing a scenario that you can't control or that hasn't even happened yet, and you are just thinking of every possible thing that can go wrong and just blowing it out of proportion. Because of all this overthinking, you're prolonging your ability to become a better version of yourself because you're too fixated on things that haven't happened or things that you can't control. And it's like your energy can just be spent doing a lot better things. Like, how many times have you overthought a situation and you've thought to yourself, oh my God, it's gonna be the worst day ever. Like, all these things are gonna happen. I'm gonna shit my pants. And then the situation happens and it was actually a really good time and nothing that you overthought happened. Exactly. So stop overthinking. That's directed at me as well, because like, I don't know if you know, but I'm a pro overthinker. Stop not taking breaks. That doesn't make sense, but that's what I wrote. Think about it for a second, right? Our phones need charge in order to work and function properly. And you know, when your phone's sitting at 1%, it starts to get a bit dodgy. It starts to, you know, overheat, and maybe that's just me and my iPhone 11. The phone's not going to work properly if it's not charged. It's not going to work at all. So why are our bodies any different? You can't have your productive, energetic days without your rest, guilt-free days. Like, they come hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. All your hard work is still there. You're allowed to have a pause and a break. Just take it easy, okay? Now, this might be more of a biased opinion because I do not drink alcohol and I've never been a fan of it. I feel like surrounding yourself with the idea that you can't have fun without alcohol is definitely something worth thinking about stopping. Let me explain. I've grown up with alcoholics my whole entire life, and I feel like that is probably the main reason why I don't drink alcohol. That and emetophobia, but beside the point. And I feel like it puts a really bad taste in my mouth. Like, not literally, but it is so well advertised and so easily accessible, but yet it has so many long-term effects that damage your body, and it just, I don't know, something ain't right. It doesn't sit right. Like, the payoff is not worth it. And like, if you drink, that's completely okay. Having a drink every so often is completely okay, but it's definitely worth limiting because it will make you feel better and you will become less reliant on it. So something to think about, a bit of food for thought. Stop setting unrealistic goals for yourself. You're literally setting yourself up for failure. Let me put it into perspective. All of a sudden, you want to start doing 10,000 steps. You can't like just dive into it, okay? That's not gonna happen. You're gonna lose motivation, you're gonna lose hope, and you're gonna be like, stuff that. You can't run into doing 10,000 steps a day. Like, start off small. Start with 1,000 steps a day and then work your way up to 5,000 steps a day. And then you can do 10,000 steps. Amazing. It's the same with any goal. So you start small and you do things that you enjoy and that you can do consistently that work towards your goal. And eventually you will reap the rewards, but you've done it with your own ability and at your own pace, and you've still done it. So make your goals reachable. Like, don't make them crazy where you're gonna look at it and go, oh my God, I can't do that. Are you kidding me? Stop getting dehydrated, besties. Did you know that 60% of our body is actually made up of water? So don't let it crisp up like baby prunes, okay? Don't do that to yourself. Water also helps our body function, and it actually helps in a lot of ways with our skin, our hair, our digestive system. Like, water's really good for you. I don't know if you knew that. Stop endlessly scrolling on social media. This is firing shots at myself, like, at me next time. The fuck? My attention span is not good for this. I am the worst person when it comes to endless scrolling, and I've got to nip it in the bud or I'm gonna be in trouble next year. I find myself just going to Google something for a video and then, oh my God, it's been 2 hours and suddenly I am so deep in TikTok that I'm watching a fucking movie. And I feel like social media has somewhat conditioned our brains to pick up our phones anytime there's a wait time or a pause, and we end up searching for a hit of dopamine because we just can't stand the silence. We can't stand to like wait for 20 seconds while the microwave's, you know, doing something. And we have to put a stop to it if we want to better ourselves. I am just being real. Like, all that time wasted could have been put towards doing something productive and actually good for you instead of being into movie part 24 of Shrek 2 on TikTok, you know? Like, we got work to do, bestie, all right? We can't be sitting around watching Donkey turn into a motherfucking horse, okay? It's not gonna happen. Stop giving to takers. You know the friends that only want to complain about their problems, but when you suddenly have a problem, they're nowhere to be seen and they're taking like 20 years to reply. Or they'll say they'll buy you lunch next time, but they've said that the last 4 times. Or you're always visiting or checking up on them, but they never return the thought. That is not a friend. That is a leech. A little critter. You don't have to cut out these friends if you don't want to, but you do have to set some boundaries and limiting the amount of energy that they get from you in order to have some sanity left. And you deserve to be chosen for you, not your advice, not your money, and definitely not your blood. Get it? Because they're a leech. Stop prioritizing phone time over sleep. Oh, this is at me again. Damn, I am out for blood today. What the fuck? Like, I'll be almost asleep, so cozy in bed, and then my brain switches on and it's like, why are bananas yellow? We need to know, like, right now. There is no getting past it. So I search it up and whoops, now it's suddenly 1 a.m. and I am on realestate.com judging houses for sale with $2 in my bank account. While it's fun in the moment, it's actually interfering with your sleep. Once again, it's one of those things that we need, you know, like human, basic, essential, like whatever. Sleep supports your brain development, metabolism, improving your memory and mood, helps you function. Okay, I definitely have to improve on my sleep this year. Stop doubting yourself. Stop it. Negative self-talk is a massive killer to the respect and love that you have for yourself. Like, if you're talking yourself down, there is going to be no room left for the love and positivity that you have about yourself. Like, you are going to be fixated on the things that you hate about yourself. You're not going to think about the positives. Absolutely not. No matter how much you want to hate on your features, nip it in the butt. I don't really know, but anyway, destroy that thought in the early stages, and eventually you will train your brain to think in a more can-do, positive attitude, which is what we want. I actually have a video here explaining how to do this more thoroughly called How to Start Your Self-Love Journey. And basically it talks about everything that I can't talk about today because my brain just doesn't work. Stop eating processed foods. I just want to start this by saying that it is absolutely okay to indulge. 100%. If you are craving cake, eat the cake. Absolutely. Cake is so good. You can still prioritize your health without cutting out the foods that you absolutely love. So there's no need to cut them out. However, our gut isn't known as the second brain for nothing. And eating a lot of processed foods can actually affect our mental health very, very largely. I can honestly feel a massive difference between me eating processed foods versus me eating veggies. Like, I feel so much more focused, I feel light on my feet, I feel so level-headed. When I eat well, I can notice it heavily in my mental health. Like, if I eat like shit, I feel like shit. Plus, the payoff that veggies actually have on your body is well worth the prioritizing. So eat your greens, kids. Stop indulging in low-vibe entertainment. This is coming from a girl who would binge watch Saw marathons with her friends on the weekends and cry to Coldplay whenever she felt like the world was getting too much. Teenage Shelly was something else.
Where are my toes?
Yes, you have your feet.
Oh?
You're all good. They're still there.
Good. See ya.
Don't get me wrong, smashing out a sad song when you need to do a tactical cry is absolutely worth it, okay? I understand. It needs to happen sometimes. And watching a cheeky little horror movie every now and then is fun, you know? It's thrilling. My heart pumps. But doing it all the time really affects your mental state and you don't even know it. Like, when I was watching horror movies all the time and listening to sad music, I thought I was fine. In retrospect, I was not okay. All I saw was the negative in the world and the bad and the scary. And now that I have cut that out of my life, I don't even think about it. Like, Jason Voorhees?
Who is that?
Try and liven up your genres every so often and you will massively feel a difference. 100% can guarantee that. Stop watching the news. Breaking news, the news is actually 95% of the time pretty negative. I honestly couldn't believe the weight off my shoulders when I cut the news out. Like, it was like someone had lifted an elephant off me and it feels so good. Like, I used to watch the news every single day because someone in my household would just turn it on for background noise and you'll just be bombarded with all the bad that's happening with like a tiny little ounce of positivity to like make you feel good, and then they bombard you again with the negativity and it's like, give me a second to breathe. And surprisingly, listening to the local news can actually be quite educational and insightful on what is actually happening in the world. But mainstream media, and especially Facebook, can be such a negative experience. Stop letting others control your life. If you want to wear that dress, if you want to start that YouTube channel, if you want to wear your new boots to the grocery store or get an anime tattoo, like, what is stopping you? Strangers? Don't worry about them. Why does a complete stranger get to decide what you get to do with your life because it's not their taste or it's not their style? Like, why do they get to decide that? Plus, you shouldn't really care what other people are saying about you because at the end of the day, that's on them. If they want to talk, then they're gonna talk. You know, you can't stop them from talking. But what you can stop is how you react. And by react, I mean not worrying about what they're saying and going to do what you love or wearing what you love. Actually, I have a video called How to Actually Stop Caring What People Think, and I feel like it could benefit you because I don't have the words. By the way, if the opinions of your friends are stopping you from doing something that you love or stopping you from wearing something that you love, they are not the friends that you want to be around. Friends should support you and hype you up, and if they're anything but that, put a little bit of distance between you guys because that is not a friend you want in your close circle. be gone. Stop holding on to old habits out of comfort. Think about the people in your life. Think about the people that you see in the supermarket, at a family event, you know, just think about people in general, okay? Do you think that those people are settling for okay relationships, okay friends, an okay job, an okay life? Probably. A lot of people are comfortable with an okay life, and that is completely okay. I've said that word too many times. But I believe that you watching this video right now is not okay with having okay friendships, okay relationships, an okay life, a job that you kind of hate, but it's okay, it pays the bills. Take some risks, change it up, try new things, get out of your comfort zone, because if you don't, then you will settle for the okay life. And some people are okay with that. Did that make sense? Stop one-sided friendships / relationships. One-sided friendships or relationships are so draining and demanding of your energy for the smallest little breadcrumbs that you get from that one person. Like, where's the reward? Where's the companionship? Where's the energy? Where's the love? I'll tell you what, they're just not worth it. Okay, let me save you the blood, sweat, and tears. They're just not worth it. And you deserve people in your life that are gonna choose you a million times over. You deserve people that will come to you naturally, and they will be your people, and you will never question your worth. They're your people. They're not going to make you feel bad. They're not going to make you question things. I read this quote and it really resonated with me, so give me a moment. Don't let someone's emotional inconsistency make you addicted to the temporary highs and constant lows. That's not a normal friendship. That's not a normal relationship. That is a roller coaster, and not a good one at that. Rip the ticket in half, get out of there. Stop blaming others. A younger, more naive version of myself used to do this because I had a terrible case of blame avoidance. After a fight with a friend or having a little break in a friendship, I would think to myself, this person did this, this, and this to me.
It's all their fault.
But I never stood back and looked at the actual reality of it and seeing my flaws that also contributed to the friendship breakup or whatever happened. And there would be obvious flaws as well. Like, girl, you are so fucking blind. Self-love is all about stepping back from a situation and realizing what you've done wrong here. You might have said this and it might have upset them. Push this person away because I was being a big bitch. Like, you can assess a situation and kind of realize where you went wrong. You know, take the blame, own up to your shitty behavior, and work on never doing that again. And work on becoming a better person. Okay, cool. But stop blaming others. Stop staying inside. This is coming from a mega homebody. Like, I love my bed. I love the inside. Like, I could pass as a vampire almost. Like, I do not see the daylight very often. But being inside all day, every day is obviously not good for you. You need that vitamin D, baby. You need that sun to hit your skin so that you can feel that serotonin, that dopamine hit. Getting at least 10 to 20 minutes of sun when you can is so good for your little soul. You will feel so good. You will feel the difference. So go out there and enjoy the sun. Stop keeping toxic people around. Life is way too short to be keeping toxic people around. And don't you dare make little excuses for those lemons, all right? Don't you do that. Just because there's history does not make them a good person. Just because you've been through so much together does not make them a good person. Just because they keep telling you what you want to hear but never actually doing it does not make them a good person, obviously. Stop making excuses for people that won't give you a breadcrumb, that won't choose you in a room full of people, that make you feel bad about yourself. In 2024, we're not even gonna think about them, all right? Sayonara.
Goodbye.
We're almost at the end and my throat is about to give out. Like, I've been talking for a full hour. I'm not even kidding. So if I'm starting to sound a little bit rusty, it's because I'm rusting up, all right? Stop trying to be liked by any and everyone. Let me put a little thought into your head, you know, a little food for thought. Let me push it in there. Why would you want everyone to like you when you don't even like everyone? You know, a lot of people love cake. A lot of people hate cake. It's the same thing with you, you know, a lot of people love you, a lot of people like you, but a small variety of people are also not gonna like you and not vibe with you, and that's completely okay. You're not expected to please everybody. And that brings me on to my next and last topic. Stop people pleasing.
Oh my god!
This might come to a bit of a shock to you. I know it's hard. Here, let me hold your hand. Are you ready? Okay. It's not your job to make others comfortable. Are you okay? I know that was really hard to hear. Just to rub some salt in the wound. It's also not your responsibility to worry about other people's problems and ignore your own. I know it's hard, I know, but don't do it. It's never your place to disregard your boundaries to make someone else happy. You are just hurting yourself by doing that, and you are just throwing away any respect, any love that you had for yourself in order to hopefully gain a little bit of validation from this one person. I too was a people pleaser, you know, back in my day, and so many times I would disregard my own boundaries and my own emotions or mental health for a job that would instantly throw me away, or a friend that only ever saw me as a doormat, and you know, as soon as someone better came along, see you later, Shelly, don't need you anymore. Like, you don't need to be putting anybody before your own needs and your own mental health, okay? Stop putting so much time and energy into the wrong people to get like the tiniest amount of validation, okay? Once again, you don't have to be liked by everyone. It's completely okay. Your self-love journey is an ongoing process. It's like a constant cycle of learning curves, growing, and becoming a better version of your previous self. So be kind to yourself. And please subscribe down below so that we can grow and be besties together, because obviously I am on my self-love journey. I will be, always. My throat is about to give way. I can't feel anything. Tonsils gone. I will see you guys in my next video next Sunday. So bye.